Really, as we started to think about how our clients' risk is interconnected, we really needed to build a way to understand our clients' businesses in a deeper way and to really understand what they're contending with so that we can be responsive to their needs and continuously work on improving their experience with us as a carrier and one that can help support their needs beyond the policy.
Welcome to the Leader's Edge podcast. I'm Sandy Laycox, editor-in-chief of Leader's Edge. And welcome back to our AXA XL podcast series, which is an ongoing series with global insurer AXA XL. During these sessions, we get to know their leaders, discuss their strategic direction, and talk a lot about market trends. In this episode, I talk with Matt O'Malley, whom I first spoke with about 2.5 years ago when he was U.S. country manager. Now, in the newly created position of Chief Client and Distribution Officer, we caught up again. The first question I had for him, why now? What was the catalyst for this new role?
I wouldn't say there was a catalyst that sparked the change. It was really more of an evolution. And as risks continue to get more complicated, intertwined, and clients are realizing they need more than just an insurance policy to manage their risk. So what we continued to hear from clients was they could use more help, more holistic approach, because in the global economy that we're in, we're more interconnected than ever. So we really need to be able to look at risks holistically. And I think if you consider a couple of things, for instance, around operational risk and cyber risk, as companies rely more on digital technologies for their operations, the risk of cyber attack, data breaches, those increase. And a cyber attack can disrupt a company's operations, lead to financial losses and damages, and really impact a company's reputation. So operational risk and cyber risk are really intertwined, as a cyber incident can really directly impact our insured's day-to-day operations. So they're thinking about the fact that these risks come not only from where they're based, but anywhere around the world. And our clients are also really focused on both climate change and supply chain risks, as climate change and natural disasters really disrupt supply chains and transportation, production facilities. We've really seen continued incidents of how extreme weather events can lead to both delays in production or distribution, which really can impact a company's ability to meet their own customers' demands. So really, as we started to think about how our clients' risk is interconnected, we really needed to build a way to understand our clients' businesses in a deeper way, and to really understand what they're contending with so that we can be responsive to their needs and continuously work on improving their experience with us as a carrier and one that can help support their needs beyond the policy.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point that you made about the fact that it is so interconnected, and one, risk event creates a whole nother risk problem on another side of the business that you weren't thinking about at the time. So I think that makes a lot of sense, with it becoming more of a holistic conversation. And actually, that sort of leads me into the next question that I wanted to ask, which was around this conversation of risk and how it has sort of risen up to the top of an organization. You have the C-suite dealing with these issues of supply chain and sustainability, and governance and all those things. So as all of that risk conversation moves into the C-suite, how does that change the way that you're interacting with your clients?
I think that really gets back to how the risks are getting more complicated and intertwined. And that's really leading our clients to look for us to support them beyond just an insurance policy. And in order to do that, we really need to delve deeper into our clients' operations and their business strategies to see how we can help them. And, I think of a good example is around our energy transition focus. And what we're looking to do there is to help our clients transition to alternative energy sources. And that could be from the right financing to build all the way through their decommissioning processes. So this certainly involves energy companies, but it also involves our other clients who are looking to build more energy efficient facilities. So really understanding what their long-term goals are. Our key strategy is to bring together the full capabilities of AXA Group to meet their needs on that journey, right? Because I think a lot of our clients have aspirations of how they're going to get from where they are to where they need to be. So there are a number of ways that we can tap into expertise across AXA. For instance, looking at our builder's risk to structured risk solutions to our property team. So it really gives us, a breadth of experience to help, you know, be very focused on what our clients are trying to accomplish.
Moving to the topic of market trends, I asked Matt to discuss where he sees opportunity and where there may be cause for concern as he looks across product lines.
As far as concerns go, we previously mentioned cyber risk, and given the growth potential, new entrants to the market, the current cyber market remains extremely competitive. Rates are flat, in some cases decreasing, but the risks haven't flattened, nor have they gone down. So that's really why we're looking at how do we put ourselves on the path where we have a major emphasis on providing access to services that are helping our clients around cybersecurity and providing them the resources to avoid a breach so that the insurance policy itself doesn't necessarily come into play. But, we're helping to really provide the services and the expertise up front to manage the risk. So while I think it's something that we definitely need to keep our eye on, it's definitely an opportunity for us to continue to grow within.
Are you finding that policyholders are becoming more better cyber hygiene, or are you seeing improvement there? Because I know, say 5 years ago, there wasn't a lot of risk management or, mitigation that was going on. So I'm curious if you're seeing improvement there.
There's significant improvement, and we've actually recently set up a global center of excellence so that we can make sure that we're driving consistency in terms of that hygiene for AXA clients, not just within AXA XL, but the entire AXA group, because we do recognize that cyber in particular is a global exposure. So it's important to really have that, baseline around hygiene, regardless of where the insured is based.
All right. Other than cyber, any other particular lines where you all are focused on seeing interesting trends happening?
I think we definitely see opportunities to grow our casualty business. So even though there's been challenges around, social inflation, we have in our new structure more closely aligned our primary team and our excess underwriting teams to really be able to address our clients' casualty needs on a more comprehensive base. And then, we continue to see significant opportunities in construction. You can't travel anywhere without seeing significant construction activity. Really, the industry is booming right now. According to the AGC, who's the Associate General Contractors Association, spending's up year over year about 10%, and we're definitely seeing significant project opportunity. And our team has really built a solid reputation being able to address our construction clients' risk across the board. Really, our team is aligned as a vertical. So, regardless of the product that they need, our team can really come to the table. And we also bring, risk engineering expertise to proactively address issues like labor shortage, subcontractor default trends. And we're always looking to help find ways to address loss trends or to help our insureds boost their loss prevention efforts. So, there's lots of different opportunities for us. And then property is an area of continued growth, um, and also an area just to keep an eye on. As you mentioned, we're in that back half of the year, which can always be a bit exciting for the property market.
Exciting is a very good word to use.
Yeah.
Actually, my next question was going to be, with the Atlantic hurricane season already underway and lots of predictions for a pretty extreme season, do you all have any concerns there, or are you feeling fairly good?
Um, I think given, the intensity of Beryl, everybody has at least a little concern about what the rest of this season will likely bring. It was the earliest forming Cat 5
Yeah.
hurricane on record. So, big storm activity driven by warm waters in the Gulf, I think just puts everybody on alert for what the rest of the season will bring. But I think with every hurricane season, we work very closely to be aligned with our clients to make sure they're prepared if they're in the path of a hurricane. And if a hurricane strikes, our teams are proactive in terms of engaging with our clients to make sure that their needs are met when that activity does take place. Um, and we're also, in terms of working closely with clients, really trying to help them avoid and plan for natural catastrophes and really try to harden their properties through our experienced risk engineering teams that can help our insureds enhance their structures and make them more flood resistant.
You mentioned earlier, which it was interesting, I thought, the effects of Nat Cat on supply chain issues, which we don't always connect those dots, even though, of course, it makes sense. Um, are you seeing clients coming to you who may be facing not necessarily a hurricane coming towards them, but something that may be coming towards a supplier of theirs? That something that is that too far removed, or is that something that you all are finding is coming to you all as well?
I think it's definitely one of those areas that we're looking to support our clients in. So, for instance, we use a technology for our marine clients that we really can, track their shipments, the boats, all of the marine activity that's taking place, and helping our insureds understand where there could be materials that are at risk, and also in terms of some of the activity that we've seen, for instance, in the Red Sea. It's really been helping our marine clients to understand, what are some of the alternatives, and as folks have had to redirect cargo around Africa, it's really been a value to help our marine clients really see, where any of their cargo and ships are at any given moment. So I think there's definitely a emphasis at AXA XL in terms of providing, technology and services to our clients to really understand and help to manage that supply risk exposure.
About a year ago, AXA XL launched a middle market service line. Matt gives us an update on the business and notes that middle market clients are dealing with a lot of the same issues their largest clients are dealing with. He discusses how servicing them has become somewhat of an extension of their large commercial platform.
We did launch our middle market operations just over a year ago, and we've seen a very positive response from the market. And we've just kicked off a mid-size construction underwriting team. So this is really a natural extension of our positioning in the large commercial construction market. And, we've started with a limited distribution to really make sure that we can grow our middle market team appropriately and provide the service to our brokers that they've come to expect from us in the large commercial business as we look to grow significantly in our middle market space.
Are there any efficiencies that you have to put in place in order to serve them in the best way, as opposed to, serving a large commercial client? Or do you find them more similar in the way that you have to work with them?
I would say that, technology is definitely an important part in terms of how we service our brokers. Most of the time for a middle market opportunity, they'll be looking for us to address the 5 lines of coverage. So being able to come to the table with a solution across multi-lines in a quick and efficient fashion is something that is a significant area of focus for us, where in the large commercial space, the risks might be larger and more technical. So the, focus isn't as enhanced, I would say, around, being able to, quickly respond and lean on the technology the way we are focusing on the middle market.
Finally, we discuss what a successful collaboration with brokers looks like for AXA XL as they both work to best serve their clients.
In the market that we operate, it's really essential to establish a strong working relationship built on trust and transparency to really ensure that successful collaboration that you talk about. And, we really need to have relationships that allow us to collaborate with the brokers to understand our clients' needs. And, it's really that trust that allows that. So, we really are focused on an open lines of communication and, regular meetings to exchange information. And, we really like to involve brokers in the development of new products and services so that we can really ensure that, we're aligned with the market dynamics and the needs of the clients. Because many times while we're working very closely with clients, our brokers have a direct day-to-day interaction with them in terms of really understanding what their key goals and needs are.
That was Matt O'Malley, Chief Client and Distribution Officer for AXA XL. I hope you enjoyed our conversation, and don't forget to listen to the rest of the AXA XL podcast series on leadersedge.com.